Alright guys, today I want to talk about how to read a measuring tape. I want to go into how to figure out what all these lines mean and how to figure out what they are. And a lot of us already know, like we know instinctively because this is halfway that this is the 1/2 and this is 1/4 and this is 3/4. If you don't know that, those would be the only three that I would say you really need to commit to memory. And then past that, I'm going to show you a way of figuring out the rest of it very easily. And to do that, we're going to go ahead and fill in the three that I told you. So this is 1/2. So we're going to mark that one off. This is 1/4 or 1/4. And we're going to mark that one off. And like I said, this is 3/4. So 3/4. And from here, we can figure out everything else. Now, if you measured something out and it came out, let's say at that tick mark right there, because that's the smaller tick mark, see how they're all different sizes? The half mark is the longest size. It's also the longest measurement that we'll be talking about. This tick mark is the smallest, so it's the smallest one, which is a 1/16 usually. Sometimes it goes to 30 seconds. We're not talking about that today. So if I were trying to figure out what mark this is, I would know that this mark right here, let's say we're working between the 1-inch mark and the 2-inch mark here. If I'm trying to figure out what this tick mark is, I know that it's a 1/16 because it's on the smallest mark. So I know also that because this is a whole number, that's 16/16 or 1. So I'm gonna count down 16, 15, 14, that's 13/16. So we're gonna go 13/16. And we can do this going all the way around the board. If I were to say this tick mark is 1 away from the end, so we know that this is 16, so that's 15/16. 15/16. And we can do this all the way across. An easy way of figuring out, let's say if you had this one right here, it's closer to the halfway mark than it is to 0. So we could count up here, but it'd be faster to count from the halfway mark. So we know halfway, another way of saying half in 16ths would be 8/16. So I'm gonna mark that here. You would never call it 8/16, but in our heads, we're gonna think that this is 8/16, and we're gonna count down from 8. So we're gonna go 7, 6, that's 5/16. So we're gonna go 5/16. And we can do this from 0 as well. 1/16 is easy because it's the first one, 1/16. And we can do this one from 0 as well. So that's 1, 2, that's 3/16. 3/16. And what do we have left? Let's fill these out. So this is 8/16, so that's 7/16. 7/16. And since this is 1 above it, this is 9/16. So I just went, I know this is 8/16, so one more is 9/16. 10, 11/16. And that's all the 16ths we have marked out. Now, if you are on one of these marks, let's say we're on this mark right here. Those are 8ths. They're easier because there's half as many. So another way of saying halfway other than in a 16th would be an 1/8, so it would be 4/8. So we're gonna go 4/8 here, and 4, we're gonna go skipping the 16th because we're not counting that right now because we're counting an 1/8. So the 1/8 would be from here, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8/8 would be the end. So if I'm trying to figure out which one, this one right here, this is 4/8, so it's one more, it's 5/8. So we're gonna write 5/8, and then we'll fill out the rest of this board real quick. So this one right here, can you do it in your head figuring it out? If we know that this is 4/8 halfway, but this is way away, I would rather go here. We could also say that this is 8/8, so we're just gonna say it's 7/8. So 7/8. And we'll fill out the rest here. So this one and this one we have left. So the first one's super easy. It's 1/8. We know it's an 1/8 because it's on the second largest mark, so our smallest mark. So this is 1/8. And to fill this one out, I could count down from here, 4/8, 3/8. So we're just gonna say 3/8. And that's it. And if you work in construction, you just might know all the marks by memory. But if you don't pick up a measuring tape that often, I can tell you, you can pull out a tape and you're looking at it, and this just looks like a bunch of marks on a measuring tape. So it can be intimidating, or if you're new on a job site and you've never worked in that industry before and you don't want to seem like you're the idiot on the job that doesn't know how to read a tape, it's just because you've not worked with one before doesn't make you an idiot. Here's how to do it, and if you do this enough, you're going to just know it by memory of where these marks are. There's only 16 of them, and you'll get this down real quick. I hope this video helped somebody out there, and if it did, please hit that like button and please subscribe.